Hello everyone and welcome back to the DMO news video, and today we have a new KDMO update which has a new season pass, but most importantly it is basically a follow-up on the dungeon changes update. It improves a lot of the things that was added on that update, including some dungeon rewards improvements and quest requirement fix, so it looks to be kinda interesting. For the most part it seems that it actually makes the update good, so I'm actually very excited for it. So let's get right into it. We're gonna start with a new season pass. Season 10 have started and the rewards is kinda similar. You still get the normal stuff, but for the super premium reward there is a last reward called the fruit of the beginning. I'm not sure what is that because it literally doesn't say in the patch notes, just an item called the fruit of the beginning. Don't know if it's mistranslation of an already existing item or is this new thing, so I'm not sure what this could be. Yeah, this is a season pass. It all depends on what this item is. If it is this new or is this a translation of an already existing item, not sure, but yeah, this is a season pass. It comes with also some interesting events, but we'll take a look at it at the end. But the most important part that we want to look at is the dungeon changes. So first thing is the change to the requirement to complete the weekly dungeon quest. As you can see, the amount of times you need to clear the dungeon have been reduced from 2 to 1. So yeah, all of these dungeons now require you to clear it only 2 times to get the reward, with Gru's Gamma Kaiser and the Dark Web only requiring 1 time instead of 3. And wow, Holy Beast and Fanglingmon used to need 7 clears for the quest, which yeah, that's a lot, have been reduced to only 2, which is very nice. Next change is something I'm excited for the most, but unfortunately we don't know the exact number, so I don't know if this is good or bad. It's at the very least better than the last week's update, but we don't know if it's the same as the current one in KDMO or not, and that is Gankumon have been changed. Instead of getting the daily rewards, so what it used to be is that you get I think 7 quests and each would give you 1 of the daily rewards. So basically instead of getting like 14 alphanumeric Xboxes, you would literally only get like 1 or 2 per week. So it was a massive nerf. That have been changes that instead you obtain Gankumon's training ground coins and you can use it to get whichever reward you want. The question is how many training ground coins we get. That is the part that we don't know. We're not sure how good it is, but I would say at the very least it should be better than 1. It kind of depends because like it costs 2 coins for a single box. If you get like 7 coins, that's not gonna be good at all. If you get 14 coins, then that's equivalent of like only half of what we get, so it's not the best either. So I'm not sure. We have to wait for this to be added in KDMO to know the exact numbers. The problem is that I'm not sure if that's what we're gonna come in the next weekend in KDMO or not, because they have already been working on the update before this was released. It was announced on the 10th of June before this current update, which is today in the 4th. So we might get the old version and then get this later, so we'll see, but hopefully this comes soon. Hopefully if they do it well, they add this right away. I don't have to deal with the nerfed version for a week, so yeah, we'll see. But this overall looks to be at least an improvement compared to the last update, which is nice. And we also have more craftable items from dungeon rewards. The materials to craft the equipment can now be used for the breakthrough items, which is good. After you have gotten the equipment, these stuff might become a little bit useless, so now you can use it for the breakthrough, which is very nice. Speaking of the breakthroughs, this is something that is honestly kind of crazy. Additional items are dropped when defeating bosses in the following dungeons. So these are all dungeons, and all the weekly dungeons can now drop the breakthrough material box. And the reason why this is crazy is because none of these dungeons are tied to passes, which means you can straight up infinitely farm those dungeons for the breakthrough material box. The insane part here is that they say when defeating a boss, not like only the final boss. So if this is same as it's written, it means you can enter Royal Base hard, defeat the Royal Knights, and then leave and repeat that. You don't have to go through the full dungeon. So Royal Knights are significantly easier than the rest of the dungeons, which means a lot of people can even solo the Royal Knights in hard mode, which means you can straight up do hard mode infinitely, or at least the Royal Knight room infinitely, to farm a breakthrough material box, assuming a good drop chance. So this looks exciting. Also, speaking of Royal Base, also farm easy mode for seals, because the Royal Knights in easy mode are not gonna require tickets, so you can just enter it, do the Royal Knights only for the seals, and repeat that infinitely, which actually should be decent. So yeah, this is looking to be very exciting. If the drop chance is nice and if it drops from the Royal Knights, then that could be a pretty good way to farm a breakthrough material box, which can be sold for Terra or used. So yeah, this is pretty good. And next we have some improvements to the Holy Beast dungeon equipment. Not only the cost of upgrading them is getting reduced, we're also removing the destruction probability. So basically when you're trying to upgrade the new equipment, you will no longer have a chance to break them, which is very nice. And you can see that the success chance is relatively high. Even like at 8, it's still a 70% chance to success, and at the last level it's just a 50-50, which like at best 2 or 3, 4 tries if you are unlucky. But that looks to be really good. Upgrading those clothes looks to be relatively easy. And they also added, if you got the equipment, the ultimate and to normal, you can now basically trade them for other items. You trade them for strong energy, which you can use to make options stone. You make need 13 pieces for 13 tradable obsidian stone, or you can get 30 but untradable obsidian stone, so that is very nice. Yeah, as you can see, you can use the ultimate clothes to get the 4-star equipment selection box, which would give you seals for the holy beast, which doesn't look to be that good. It's not the best items, to be completely honest. This is what makes me a little bit concerned, because does that mean that the clothes are untradable? If that's the case, then that kind of sucks, honestly. Actually, never mind. It's not just seals, you can use them for other clothes items, so never mind. You are not forced to use them for seals, I think. Yeah, you get this, and we have 2 different boxes, I guess. You can either trade them for seal or for clothes piece or shining crystal, which I'm not sure what this does, but basically the rewards for the holy beast dungeon have been improved even more than last time, which is very nice. And you get the powerful aura from weekly quest. Again, they didn't tell us how many we get, but you can now get obsidian stone from it, which is again very nice. And lastly is the login time event. The interesting part here is that you get the dot hit core, that center support ticket for the weekends, and you can use it to get insane item, like actually insane item, permanent Jogress ship and permanent aura. Now the important part here about the Jogress ship is that currently new players are able to get permanent Jogress ship and permanent aura from doing the quests. And a while back, I think it's either a few months or at least a year by now, I don't exactly remember, but there was an event that gave all players permanent Jogress ship and permanent aura, which kinda meant that if you are not a new player but you missed the event, you have no way of getting permanent Jogress ship or permanent aura. Now you can, so people who already had an account before permanent Jogress ship and aura were added and missed the event, you can now have another chance to get it, which is very nice. So it's kinda crazy. And we also can craft more items, including the Yokohama dungeon ticket, which is nice, but it needs 10. You get 1 every day, and you get additional 1 on Saturday and Sunday, so like 9 per week. It's not an additional 1 per week. It needs 10 and you get 9 per week, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, this is a change. And lastly is the event, and this is actually very interesting because we get a whole bunch of season pass token. You get 4 via your email, and you can use them to craft some items. And the crazy items here is that it can give you the season pass seal box, which is a whole bunch of new seals, and they give some insane stats. The HP seal gives you 1000 at masters, and the attack one gives you 600, 10% critical rate for the crit rate seal, and 600 hit rate. So this is really good. Unfortunately, the box gives you 200 seal of your choice. It's selectable, so that's good, and it requires 1 season pass token, and you only get 4, I think. Yeah, you only get 4. You can technically craft it using 50 frozen solid ice, which is a item you can get from the, but basically you can get the season pass seal box, which yeah, seal is pretty good. Seeing how this seal would like take many months to fully max out, it adds up the fact that it gives you a lot of stats. But you also can get season pass equipment exchange ticket. So if you for some reason don't need this, you can get the season pass equipment. I will say though, with the addition of the holy beast dungeons, I don't think the season pass equipment is worth it. These are the permanent clothes that you can get from the season pass. You can get them for free. I don't think it's worth it. Again, I'm not sure how many solid ice you get, because you get a lot from the quests. Okay, you get 5 from one quest and then another 5 from other quests, so you get 10 per day. Okay, wow, so it's gonna take you like only 10 days to get 200 seals, so only need like 40 days, and the event looks to be, you actually, okay, never mind, I think you can get both the seals and the season pass equipment, so that looks to be pretty good. Okay, whatever, you're gonna be able to get, you should be able to get the season pass seal, all 4, and the season pass equipment. Don't at me, I could be wrong, but hopefully that's the case. But again, don't stress out if you can't get the season pass equipment. It's not that worth it. Now we have the holy beast dungeon clothes, so, and yeah, that is pretty much the update. We still have some EV stuff, but who cares, we'll take a look at it when we get that season in DMO, when we can get the full details of it. But yeah, overall improvement to the dungeons, new season pass with some seals, which is nice. So yeah, overall it's pretty good. We will get at the very least the dungeon changes next week, that is confirmed, and hopefully that will also get us the new season pass, so we'll see. I would say at the very least the improvements, and the fact they are improving is at least means they are hearing the feedback a little bit. But yeah, this is a W update, honestly. Yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like on it and subscribe for more DMO content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.